with taking the ground basics of biology, and you've seen, you studied primatology and the behavior in so many kind of environments, but how do you reconcile the kind of the apparent predictability of neural patterns with the chaotic, nonlinear nature of human behavior in such a complex social environment?
Which is a great question. And the answer is, it's not hugely predictive. Destroy somebody's prefrontal cortex and you talk to them for 3 minutes and the odds are you're going to notice that there's something odd with them. And you hang out with them for 30 minutes and you're on pretty safe ground predicting that they're going to do something slightly socially inappropriate. But whether that's going to take the form of murdering someone or belching loudly at the dinner table when that's not really welcome, no predictability with that. And that carries an important punchline. You sit and you study neuroscience, and it does not disprove free will because there's too many pieces there that we can't predict yet. And you go and you study endocrinology and what hormones do to behavior, and it doesn't rule out free will. And you study genetics, same thing. And you study fetal environment, and you study the evolution of behavior, and none of them on its own rule out free will, but put all the pieces together. And there's simply no room in there. And it's not because, the shortcoming in one discipline, the hole in one discipline is plugged up by some other discipline. The answer is that you put all of those together and they're one discipline. Like, for example, if you're talking about what genes have to do with behavior, by definition, you're talking about millions of years of evolution of genes. And by definition, you're talking about what sort of womb you spent 9 months in, because that had a ton to do with the regulation of genes for your entire life. And you're also talking about what was going on in your brain this morning at breakfast in terms of what genes were active making which proteins. And it forms this big arch of causality, of biology interacting environmental. And when you see one discipline flowing into the next, in terms of sort of this matrix of explanation, there's not a crack in that edifice in which you could shoehorn in free will. Because all of the versions of shoehorning in say at some point, you get to break all the rules. You get to have magic.